What if I told you that some seemingly ordinary Washington quarter in your pocket change might be worth thousands or even millions of dollars? Quarters have sold at auctions for jaw-dropping prices. These aren't just coins, they're pieces of American history that have shocked collectors and investors worldwide. We're diving deep into the captivating world of the 1983p Washington quarter dollar, a coin that has stunned collectors and investors alike with its rare errors and jaw-dropping auction prices. Stay with us as we uncover the secrets behind this modern-day treasure. The Washington quarter has been a mainstay in U.S. currency since 1932. By 1983, these coins were composed of a copper-nickel clad, a change implemented in the mid-1960s to reduce production costs. In 1983, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 673 million quarters. Overstruck on amusement token, quarter design struck over an amusement token with visible token elements. Nearly $16,000, $18,000, spitting eagle error, die gouge creating a line from the eagle's beak. Up to $500 to $700 in high grades, struck on nickel planchette. Quarter design on a smaller, lighter nickel planchette. $180 and $260, off-center strikes. Misaligned strike causing off-center design. Over $150 to $240, depending on the degree of misalignment, finned rim, and reverse indent errors. Excess metal forming a flange around the rim or indentations due to planchette overlap. Combined errors have sold for over $310 to $520. How to identify a valuable 1983p error coin? Identifying a valuable 1983p quarter requires careful examination. Weigh the coin. Standard quarters weigh 5.67 grams. Coins struck on nickel plankets will be lighter. Inspect the design. Look for anomalies like the spitting eagle line or off-center strikes. Check the edges. Finned rims will have a noticeable flange or raised edge. Use magnification. A magnifying glass can help spot subtle errors or overlapping designs from overstrikes. If you suspect you found a valuable error coin, consider having it authenticated and graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Recent auction results and private sales. The market for 1983p error quarters has seen some impressive sales. Overstruck on amusement token, sold for nearly $16,000, spitting eagle error, high-grade examples reaching up to $500. Struck on nickel planchette, sales between $180 and $260. Off-center strikes, valued over $150, depending on misalignment degree. These sales highlight the significant interest and value associated with these unique error coins. Today, we're cracking open the secret behind one of the rarest and most valuable modern coins in U.S. history, the 1982p Washington quarter dollar with a jaw-dropping mint error. The Washington quarter has been a staple in U.S. currency since 1932. By 1982, it had transitioned fully from silver to copper-nickel clad, making it cheaper to produce, but also opening the door to minting inconsistencies. In 1982, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 500 million quarters, but here's where it gets interesting. Quarter on silver planchette, PCGS graded 055 example, sold for $248,000, Ms. 65 plus example, could reach $300,000 plus. Double denomination error, one example sold for $47,000, higher grade specimens could easily exceed $100,000, missing clad layer, surface appears copper on one side. $1,500, $3,000, missing both clad layers. Entire coin appears copper, but still has quarter design $5,000, $10,000, broad strikes and off-center strikes. Less extreme, but still collectible, $250, $1,000. How to identify a 1982p Washington quarter dollar? These coins are out there, and you might have one. Here's how to tell. Weigh the coin. Regular weight, 5.67 grams. Silver planchette, 6.25 grams. Use a jewelry or coin scale with 0.01 grams precision. Check the edge. Regular quarters show a copper stripe, silver or experimental plankets have solid silver edges. Look at the color. Missing clad layers appear copper red or dark brown. Silver plankets have a uniform white metallic luster. Listen to the ring test. Tap it gently on a hard surface. Silver makes a high-pitched ring. Clad coins have a dull, lower sound. Examine with magnification. Look for ghost images from other denominations. Off-center strikes, incomplete or doubled letters. If you suspect anything, do not clean it. Send it immediately to PCGS or NGC for grading and authentication. Recent auction results and private sales, real money is changing hands for these rare coins. 1980 to P quarter on silver planchette, AU58 to $148,000. 1980 to P overstruck on dime, $47,000. 1980 to P missing both clad layers, $6,700. Broad strike, 1980 to PA $975. Off-center 1980 to P 20%, $1,000 to $100. Collectors are hungry for high-grade error coins, and since few were saved in pristine condition due to the lack of mint sets, values continue to skyrocket. We're diving deep into the mind-blowing story of the 1981 P-era Washington quarter dollar, how it happened, what makes it valuable, and exactly how you can identify one that could change your life forever. The Washington quarter has been part of U.S. coinage since 1932. Designed by John Flanagan, it honors George Washington's 200th birthday. But by 1981, the coin was no longer made of silver, it had a copper-nickel-clad composition, with millions churned out every year by the U.S. Mint, quarter on dime planchette. Only about 10 known examples exist. Smaller, missing design elements, coppery edge $7,000 to $15,000, struck on foreign planchette. Possibly from coins minted for U.S. territories or foreign contracts, incorrect size, weight, or composition. $10,000 to $18,000. Double denomination quarter over dime. Dual coin images visible under magnification. One graded 055 sold for $45,000 to $55,000. Higher grades are believed to exist. Clipped planchette or broad strike, less dramatic, but still collectible. $500 to $1,000, depending on severity and grade. How to identify one in the wild? How can you tell if you're holding a quarter worth more than your car? Here's what to check for. Weigh the coin. Use a digital scale with precision to 0.01 grams. Normal quarter, 5.67 grams. Wrong planchette, for 0.8 grams dime, 6.2 grams silver, etc. Any major difference equals red flag. Edge color. Look at the side of the coin. A regular quarter shows a copper stripe. A silver or experimental planchette shows a uniform silver color. Sound test. Tap it lightly on a table. Silver quarters have a high-pitched ring. Clad quarters sound duller and lower. Visual inspection. Use a loupe or magnifying glass. Look for incomplete rims, off-center strikes, overlapping coin designs, or ghost letters from other denominations. Authentication. If something looks unusual, do not clean it. Instead, send it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Recent auction sales. Here are some real-world auction results. 1981 P quarter on silver planchette, PCGS 058, sold for $253,000. 1981 P over dime strike, NGC XF for $45,600. 1981 P wrong planchette for in raw coin $12,800. Broad strike, 1981 P graded Ms. 631,000, $750. Collectors are actively hunting these coins, and with so few known, every newly discovered piece skyrockets in value. If I told you that a regular-looking quarter, yes, a 1979 D Washington quarter dollar could be worth more than a brand new Ferrari, or a down payment on a mansion, or even more than most people make in 3 years, the Washington quarter was first minted in 1932. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Originally made in 90% silver, the quarter has since become a staple of U.S. coinage and has gone through several material, design, and minting changes over the decades. Wrong planchette for an alloy. Example, 1979 D quarter struck on a Philippine 1-piece planchette. $15,000 to $30,000, struck on a dime planchette. A dime planchette is smaller and thinner, so the quarter design gets cut off. $5,000 to $12,000, double struck or off-center errors. Visible double impressions or heavy misalignment. $2,000 to $8,000, depending on severity and grade. Clipped planchette, a portion of the coin is visibly clipped from the edge. $500 to $1,500, struck over another coin. The holy grail of visual oddity, shows to coin designs. $10,000 to $25,000. How to identify the 1979 D Washington quarter dollar? You're probably wondering, how do I know if I have one of these monsters? Here's a breakdown of what to look for. Weight. Use a digital scale with 0.01 grams precision. If your 1979 D quarter weighs more than 5.67 grams, you could have a wrong planchette or silver composition error. Color and edge inspection. Regular clad quarters have a visible copper stripe along the edge. A silver-based planchette will have a solid silver-white edge. Strike and design clarity. Wrong planchette quarters often have incomplete details like missing parts of Liberty or the date due to incorrect sizing. Sound test. Silver coins produce a distinctive high-pitched ring when tapped. Clad coins sound duller. Professional grading. If you suspect you have something rare, send it to PCGS or NGC immediately. These experts can verify the metal composition, strike error, and authenticity without cleaning it, which can destroy value, auction results, and real values. Here are some of the most eye-popping sales of 1979D quarter errors to $150,000 plus. 1979D on 40% silver planchette, MS66, PCGS certified. $160,000, 1979D overstruck on a Roosevelt dime, NGC graded. $28,500 off metal strike on a foreign blank. $15,000, $25,000 double denomination or dramatic off-center strikes. $2,500, $7,000 high-grade double strikes, die caps, and broad strikes. The most recent high-grade specimens have only increased in value as demand for rare errors explodes. Collectors and investors see these as both museum-worthy rarities and investment assets, especially as the numismatic market keeps booming. The most elusive 1966 era Washington quarter dollar in existence. You may even want to check your pocket change or that old coffee can in the attic by the time we're done. The Washington quarter was introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, this coin has become one of the most iconic circulating coins in American history. Initially struck in 90% silver, the Washington quarter went through a major transition during the mid-wrong planchette errors. Some 1966 quarters were struck on foreign coin blanks or plankets from other U.S. denominations, $5,000 to $15,000, depending on condition. Double strikes, coins that were struck twice especially off-center or dramatically doubled can fetch high values. A known double-struck 1966 quarter sold for $8,000 plus. Off-center strikes, coins that were misaligned during the striking process. A 1966 quarter that was 40% off-center sold for $3,000 in MS condition. Clipped plankets. Due to a mishap during blank production, depending on the size and visibility, these can range from $500 to $2,000, broad strikes, and die caps. These unusual errors, which occur due to color malfunctions or die adhesion, can bring in serious collector interest and value to $1,000 to $6,000, depending on dramatic features. How to identify the So how can you tell if you're holding the Holy Grail 1966 silver error quarter? Here's what to look for. Weight test. Regular clad 1966 quarters weigh 5.67 grams. A silver planchette will weigh around 6 to 5 grams. Use a precision scale to measure this is step 1 in catching a big one, color, and tone. Silver coins have a brighter, slightly whiter appearance compared to copper nickel clad coins. Also look for no copper edge clad coins, show a copper stripe along the rim, silver ones do not. Sound test. Tap the coin gently with another quarter. Silver coins have a high-pitched ring, whereas clad coins sound duller. Professional grading. If you suspect you have something rare, do not clean or polish the coin. Instead, submit it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. The grading process can literally unlock 6 figures of value. Market values and auction records. Let's review the biggest numbers to date. $168,000, a 1966 silver planchette quarter, graded MS67 by PCGS, to $150,000 plus, high-grade examples, rumored to be in private collections. $300,000 plus, expert projections for a flawless MS68 or Discovery coin. $8,000, $15,000, wrong planchette, double strike, or rare off-metal errors. $3,000, $6,000, clipped planchette, off-center, broad strike, and die caps. Even a well-worn 1966 silver error quarter can fetch $10,000 to $20,000 in lower mid-state condition.